Okay, I just want to show you this fantastic free tool on the internet, which may help you if you haven't got a scientific calculator at home. In fact, this thing's so powerful, I sometimes use this instead of my calculator. Yeah, it's definitely better than using the calculator on your phone, especially if you're in your 9, 10, and 11, because if you need a lot of like scientific functions, this is definitely better than your phone calculator. I'll explain why shortly. You just go to a website called Desmos.com, click on Math Tools, and then Scientific Calculator. It brings up this excellent free scientific calculator that behaves just like a normal scientific calculator, but I think is actually even more powerful. All right, you can do all sorts of things. You can do simple calculations, like 8 plus 36, and then see the answer comes up over here, 44. All right, or you can push enter to get the answer up. All right, 44. You can do fractions, for example. This button here, you could do push the fraction button first. All right, then you could type in, say, 5/6, then push right to get out of the fraction. Let's say plus, push it again, and you could say do 1/2, which equals. It gives you the answer as a decimal. If you want to put it as a fraction, click on this button here. See, this is like the SD button on a scientific calculator. All right, it can do square roots, for example. So if you want to do the root of 64, you just type in root 64, which is 8. Okay, and the good thing about this one is you type it in as you see it or write it. On a lot of phones, to do root 64, you have to push 64 first, then the root, which doesn't really make much sense. On this calculator, you type it in just as you would write it down. So if you want to do root of 144, you type in root 144, and the answer is 12. Okay, you can do square numbers. So 6 squared is 36, and you can build up more complicated expressions very easily, like say root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, bit of Pythagoras, equals 5. Okay, and it keeps a record of all the answers you've done for easy reference as well. The only slight issue with this calculator, and it's not really an issue, it's just a notation difference. If you type in, say, 5 times 2, see, when you push the times button, multiply, this uses the raised dot as a multiply sign, which a lot of countries do. We don't tend to use it in our country, all right? In Great Britain, United Kingdom, Wales, whatever you want to call it, all right? But a lot of other countries, they do. So see, 5 times 2 looks like that on this calculator, all right, which is 10. But don't worry, okay, because 5.2, if you do 5.2, see, they put their point right at the bottom of the line, so you don't get confused with the multiplying dot. All right. Other cool things about this is, and the most important thing I think, is that this calculator defaults to degree mode. That might not mean a lot to some of you, but in year 10 and year 11, for example, and year 9, actually, if you're doing trigonometry, we work in degrees. Okay, and a lot of phones use something called radian mode, right, which will give you different answers to what we normally would get. This calculator defaults. See, it says deg, that's what you want. So if you type in, say, sine of 30, that is 0.5 like it should be, okay, at this level. Okay, we don't really use radians these days until we get to year 13. So that's another advantage. This calculator automatically goes into degree mode. All right, you can do random powers, like this button here is the power button, 2 to the power of 5 is 32, for example. And the cool thing is, as well, you can also type in words to this calculator. It understands what you're trying to do. Like, say, what if you want to do, say, if you do an area of a circle, pi times, say, the radius squared. That's one way of doing it. But you can also type in pi. See? It knows you mean the symbol pi. Very clever. Okay, pi times 5 squared again gives you the exact same answer. All right, and once you get quick, you can use even more sort of shortcuts. Like, for example, if I'm doing powers, I use the circumflex key on my keyboard, which is Shift and 6. The little hat it looks like. So I can, on this calculator, I can be really quick. I can go 3 to the power of 4 equals straight away. All right, or I can do pi times 3 squared really quickly. Once you get used to this calculator, you can do loads of cool things really quickly because it understands how to turn text into numbers and inputs as well. Like brackets, you can just type in, let's see, 9 plus 3, close the bracket up, and then times 2, 24, for example. All right, so the more you play with it, this calculator, the cooler stuff it can do for you. All right, and then I know a lot of us use the answer button at more advanced levels. All right, if you push answer on this one here, it just brings up the last answer for you, and you can start doing maths with it again, like the answer squared. So it will be 576. Okay, so yeah, this calculator is free. It's really powerful, so feel free to use it. Yeah, I hope that helped. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Stay safe. I will see you soon. Goodbye.